Okay, everyone, this is supposed to be my serious LGBTQ video. My bad role players video was my silly one, my sort of lighthearted thing, but this is going to be my serious one. So if you're ready for some serious shit, then buckle down, because I got the most hottest take you can imagine on LGBTQ identity. You want to hear it? You really want to hear it, you guys? You want to hear it? Okay, here we go. I don't know where I belong. That's gonna be the thesis for this whole video, is that I don't know. Isn't that exciting? Well, let me explain where I'm getting at first of all. So for Pride Month, I really thought I would have something a bit more special rather than just a personal vlog of how I personally feel, my personal feelings. But it's kind of come down to this. Like, the moment I finished uploading and publishing my Bad Furry Role Players video, I immediately went onto YouTube, onto my preferred search engine, DuckDuckGo, which is way more secure than like Bing or Google. I looked around, I shopped around, I tried to see what the connections between LGBTQ culture and furry fandom was, because there's a big link there. Because furry fandom is about expressing yourself, it's about showing off unique traits, being part of a community that's accepting for who you are. I found out there were a lot more people had put a lot more thought into this than I did. That if I make some big, long-winded video or some research-based video on LGBT culture mixing with furry culture, then I don't think I would feel like I would be adding all that much. Even though one more voice isn't gonna kill the whole vibe, I feel like people have done it a lot better. I didn't give myself enough time to make a more serious video, but what I can do is basically explain why I feel a little bit distant from the LGBTQ plus community as someone that is bisexual or identifies as one. I really don't know what I am. I don't know how I connect to the community, but I know for a fact that for the longest time I've been an ally. I think it's important that people start out as an ally if they really want to know more about LGBTQ things, that they want to see society progress in any way. Because the more empathetic and sympathetic you are, the more society just kind of grows and prospers. That's the point, isn't it? That's why people are so against gatekeeping all the time. That's why they're against elitism. That's why they're trying to bring more people. That's why there's a community based around acceptance and understanding and exploring yourself. Furry fandom isn't some big club where you have to be a certain way or have to be a certain thing. Even though there are people that try to find a format, there's always going to be someone that wants to be popular, which I don't understand. I'm not going to get into that, but basically, there are a lot of people that seem more determined in what they are, or at least they think they do, and I still just don't know. I think that's okay, but I want to find out where that goal is, at least somewhat soon, and where I am in life on this journey from the perspective of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning / queer, plus anything else. It starts with roleplay, really. I think it's been really great the way that I've explored myself through roleplay on the internet. Because honestly, with my personality, I really do have a big social anxiety problem. I don't know when it started, but sometime, maybe when I was young, something made me realize that there are social cues. There are social rules, there are unwritten contracts, things that you only learn once you talk to people. And when I made my first mistake, once I made my first breaking of the rules of social interaction, it didn't make me really want to go out and try to be as social as possible and explore so many experiences, because there's kind of a currency, there's a reputation when it comes to interacting with people and being a part of society. It made me want to be very low risk. So I became introverted. I became a little bit reclusive. I essentially became the shy nerd. I didn't have a desire to go out and be friends with people because there were things that occupied my mind that were a lot more safe and less in a way that would make you feel like an idiot just for participating. Again, I really don't know when this idea took, when this nagging in the back of my head telling me you shouldn't be doing this, don't interact with people, don't do it, just go and do something else, because there's no initial starting point for that. It's just slowly more and more I realized that there were social rules and that I was uncomfortable exploring them in real life. But then there's roleplay. Online roleplay has probably led me to discover a lot of things that media hasn't really told me about how to be a good person. You can watch as much moral-driven entertainment for younger people as much as you want. You can watch as much entertainment that is more focused on bringing in profit. You can even play as many video games that either do educational stuff or just random fun. You can do that all you want because that's what I love to do. I love to take in media because it was a lot safer to engage with and had a lot more catharsis when something went wrong than just talking to people. This might also explain why if I'm playing online multiplayer, if I'm playing local multiplayer games with someone, I'm a lot more engaged because there's something to do other than realizing you're an awkward piece of shit because you don't know how to carry a conversation in a way that makes you think other people will enjoy and engage with you. There's something in between that you both share in common that you can comment on, that you can interact with, that brings you closer to people. Something that's helped me sort of gain a voice and an opinion and some sort of expression and confidence in myself is through editing, is through creating media. My first YouTube videos were just me playing a video game for the entertainment of others. I didn't focus on myself, I focused on my skill and the screen. I even showed where my hands were just to make sure I wasn't cheating. I wasn't cheating, guys. I mean, that's only part of it, but that's the main excuse. That's the real alibi there. But then I made videos where I used voiceover to commentate over something with a picture to talk about something that I wanted to talk about, something that I needed to say. And when I first posted that video, I shared it with a couple of people, and they said, "You sound so bored. You sound so dead. You sound like you just woke up. Like you have no personality." It made me realize a couple of things. It made me realize, why did people still hang out with me despite my lack of personality? How did I have a high school girlfriend? I had a high school girlfriend, and somehow she saw something in me that wasn't just, oh, he's just the shy nerd, he doesn't really talk much, don't interact with him. How did that happen? Like, that was in a time where I wasn't really trying to express myself and just kind of focused on my studies, video games, and then suddenly I have a girlfriend now? What? So once I learned how to take feedback, constructive criticism for my voiceover, I decided that then was the time I would start to explore how to express myself. And this was outside of roleplay. With roleplay, you're just dealing with words. With voiceover, with YouTube videos, you have video, you have audio. My microphone is right here, by the way. You can't see it, but I can. And that's movie magic right there. What's also movie magic is the way that you can edit. Oh my God, editing is the best. I love to edit. Honestly, I love to get into details and figure out what sounds best, what doesn't sound the best. I think most of my videos are passable, by the way. Either passable, crap, the rare video that I can go back to and think, you know, that was pretty good. That sounds really self-critical about myself, but like, with the combination of the social anxiety, with the combination of realizing that I need to improve myself, with the way that my brain thinks, okay, in a literal sense, you really need to work on this. You need to think about this, focus on this. Oh wait, what's over there? Yeah, I have had symptoms for ADD. I was diagnosed as well with Asperger's syndrome along the autism spectrum disorder when I was 3 years old. Wow, I need to talk about autism. Maybe sometime later, I don't know. But all of these symptoms and disorders, well, just one disorder, that are going on in my brain right now, like a witch's brew, just toiling and double bubble. And how does that go? I haven't seen Hamlet in a while. All those are mixed together to make me into a self-critical perfectionist that loves to edit and hates their own voice in a way. I really love listening to other people and letting them talk. I hate the way I talk. Even this video has been heavily edited, and this is like the third time I've tried to record this. But with all this editing, with all this roleplay, with all this sort of self-discovery, I've yet to find out where I am on the LGBTQ spectrum because I have a real lack of real life experience with moments of romantic intimacy. I had a high school girlfriend, That was my hetero experience. I've had a few experiences that were not hetero, not to get into too much detail about that, but I'll just say, you know, I am probably, maybe bisexual, maybe pansexual, just somewhere along the line where I am not 100% heterosexual. Some of that has also come in the way where in roleplay, you can play more than just who you are. You could be male, female, trans, you could be intersex, you could be an eldritch being with no gender, all trying to eat the world. You can do whatever you want. And that's really helpful for self-discovery in a way. There's always going to be a part of me that wishes I had more real-life experiences, but there's this nagging thing in the back of my head that's telling me that these real-life experiences are not going to be worth it because they're just going to make you look like an idiot or a creep. Or worse. I'm sure there are people watching this that also just feel the same way. They just don't know where they are along the spectrum. They don't know how involved they are in the community. They just don't know. But I believe the wisest people don't know shit. I say this because I'm reminded of back when I learned this great quote that I'm going to paraphrase. I learned it back in an intro to philosophy class back when I was at University of North Texas. It said that in his all-knowing knowledge and all of his study, all of his discovery, the one thing he definitely knew 100% was that he didn't know. He didn't know anything about the world, even though he had learned so much. We can all relate to this. No one is 100% certain about anything. No one knows everything about the world. And if they say so, they're a f***ing liar. Do not trust those people. Just do not, because there's so much this world has to offer. People change all the time. I used to be libertarian. Now I think that's a mistake. What I'm trying to get at is I wish I could do more, but I'm still trying to explore myself and what all I am before I can really do anything about it. But honestly, thinking about it now, I don't think it matters. In my Bad Furry Roleplayers video for this month, I gave a call to action. I try to get you guys to donate, to support the community. And honestly, even if I'm just an ally, still trying to explore themselves, just questioning, I think that still makes me part of the LGBTQ community, even if I'm not part of a parade, even if I'm not in active events. You can even say that about the furry fandom too, like you don't have to be this way or do all of these things just to be furry. You can express furry however you want, you know? It's about the individual. It's about the self-expression. It's about the uniqueness. And whatever path that you take to get to that point is all up to you. What you need to do is you need to be empathetic. You need to see where other people are coming from. You need to gain their experiences. You need to learn from them. I've traveled to a completely different country, a place where people might consider just the opposite of the United States. But honestly, it's more similar than you think. Sure, they might think differently about a couple of things, and they might eat different food. Maybe they speak a different language. Maybe their writing system is so completely different and requires a different thinking process just to write them down. So my personal journey within the LGBTQ experience may be lacking, but it's not over yet, because clearly I'm still alive. What I probably need to do is just find a way to where I can express this part of myself that I'm trying to explore, that I want to explore. That's the main thing. I want to explore this. I want to know more about myself. I want to be less reserved and to develop some part of my personality. I want to edit on the fly and make it look nice. I think that's actually the main point of this video. It's that just like me, I want you to really discover who you are and don't be ashamed of just putting yourself out there. This is coming from me. This is coming from someone that's still dealing with social anxiety, but there are many ways to deal with this. Whether it's rehearsing in front of a bathroom mirror, whether it's recording yourself and editing it and seeing your flaws and how you can fix yourself, whether it's going into the scary parts, the real-life experiences, and testing the waters, even if you have to go to a completely different country. I'm not trying to explore myself in that way here in China. Woo, no, I'm not. But I'm saying maybe that's what you have to do. What I want you to know by the end of this video is that I think it's okay if you're still exploring yourself, if you're still questioning what you really want. Not just in terms of LGBTQ, or in terms of furry, in terms of your work, just life. Life, man. Life. You know? Life. Find a way that's comfortable to you, or just right outside of your comfort zone, to really explore yourself and find out, what's true. Not in terms of like literal truth, just what feels right. And to me, right now, what feels right is that I am cisgender male, I'm bisexual. I could say pan, but whatever. Bisexual is probably easier to explain. I am a furry. That's not really part of being a sexual identity. It's just a fandom that I'm a part of. But that fandom has helped me, in some ways, explore this aspect of my personality and my being. And whatever journey you take, I say go ahead and take it. And don't let life pass you by. Don't sit in a corner and watch YouTube all day. Just after you watch this video, just go outside. Please go outside. I even have to remind myself to go outside on weekdays and weekends when I'm not working. If I need to get out of my rut, you do too. So I'm gonna wrap this up, put a bow on it, and say thank you for watching. Don't become a white supremacist. That's the one thing I don't want you to do. Don't advocate for genocide. Be more empathetic towards people. And, have a good day. Yeah, support your LGBTQ friends. Give them a hug. Give them a kiss. Buy their art. Support them. And do whatever feels right. So, bye-bye.